Welcome into College Football Mornings. It is Thursday. I am Chris Moxley, and you can find everything I do at ChrisMoxley19 on Twitter and CampusDucanton.com. If this is your first time tuning in to College Football Mornings, it is a weekday morning show during the college football season where we discuss betting, prize picks, start, sits, waivers, etc. in a compact form every morning, delivered right to your doorstep on the YouTube page. If you are watching this on YouTube, make sure that you like and subscribe to the Campus Ducanton channel. That helps us grow, and it also helps us spread our content, which we are producing a ton of on the YouTube side. We have weekly shows, including Devy Debate, the official Bet on C2C. We also have recruiting podcast, Friday Night Lights, talking about high school player production. We're providing a lot of content. Make sure that you are subscribed to the YouTube. Today, like every Thursday, is the Saturday lines picks. I give you three that I really like, and then I try to keep it short and sweet and head out of here so that we can get some winners. Last week was a week of some pretty bad beats, which was a super bummer. We were way off on that Nevada Air Force line for the first half, under 26.5. Nevada scored with like 30 seconds left. Bummer. Eastern Michigan scored 31 points through 32 minutes of gameplay. Then didn't score again. We only needed one more point to cash our team total over. So again, another bummer. Hopefully we can do a little bit better this week. Hopefully we don't get beat on some of the numbers, but I think I like where we're at. Let's kick it off with Liberty at Old Dominion. I think you play Liberty minus 2.5 here. It's available at FanDuel currently. There's a little bit of juice, but I think that's fine. I'd rather take it at 2.5 than minus 115 at 3. It's minus 118 on FanDuel. I think you play this number. Caden Salter likely returns this week. Liberty ranks honestly pretty well on defense. They're 19th in EPA per play, 25th in points per drive, which means that they're preventing explosive plays and they're preventing teams from actually scoring. They might be bending, but they're not breaking. They did let Wake Forest score all over them. Whatever. I mean, that's such an explosive offense. There's such a difference between those two teams that it doesn't weigh heavily in how I evaluate this game. I'm looking at the UAB game where they limited them to 14 points. That's a lot closer to what the expectation here would be, or even the Southern Miss game where Southern Miss scored in overtime, but they still limited them to, I think, 20 points in regulation. I just don't like this Old Dominion team. I was on them last week foolishly. I thought that they would beat Arkansas State. I was wrong on that. I think this team might just actually not be very good. Their offense is not creative. They did fire their offensive coordinator prior to the season, or I don't want to say he fired. He resigned. He was the former Georgia Tech offensive coordinator. So they're probably still in a little bit of limbo, but this offense is not that. This offense is just not fun right now. They're 128th in success rate. I just don't like this team, and it's been an easy schedule too. They just haven't been putting up points like we need them to. They scored over 20 points once in 4 games. They're just not a team that I really want to target currently. So I think Liberty covers this 2.5 pretty easily. I think the offense is better with Salter back, and I think that this is a game where you might be able to play an alt line, maybe alt line at like 6.5. You probably get like, I don't know, plus 130 there. So one of those things where it's in the range of outcomes, because I think that Liberty is not being respected enough despite Akron keeping it close. Let's talk about Washington State and Cal. Another team that I don't think is getting enough respect is the Washington State side of this ball, and especially on defense. They're 8th in limiting points per opportunity. Again, another bend, don't break defense. They're 34th in limiting explosive plays. That should help contain Jaden Knott, because Cal, they're 124th in run blocking. He is getting outside and creating a lot on his own, but if we can see Washington State limit those explosive rush plays like we have so far, that could be a really good sign for the Cougars this week. They're also 34th in tackling, something that they have not seen. Arizona, that Cal played last week, is not a good tackling team. I think Washington State can absolutely limit Jaden Knott, and I don't like this passing game that Cal has either. I think it's not explosive. It's 80th in EPA per play. It's bottom 20 in success rate. Just an overall bad passing game. And this is a Washington State team that's actually proven to be pretty solid in the secondary. 14th in coverage. Again, top 30 limiting explosive pass plays. It's just a defense that I don't think is getting enough credit because they got whooped by Oregon in the second half of that game. I don't think Cal's nearly as good of a team as Oregon is, especially on offense. And I don't think their defense is going to do a lot of limiting of this Washington State offense that will A, run a bunch of plays, and B, score probably a lot of points. So Washington -3.5. I think this number is going to go up, to be honest. It's -3.5 at FanDuel and Caesars, I believe, but I think it could close closer to 5.5. Final number for the day. And this one isn't out there yet. I'm just saying when it drops, this is what we're going to take. The Missouri team total under 14 or under 13.5 if we need to. That 13.5 would be a Saturday morning play, but I really want to see if we can get 14 somewhere. This offense is awful, truly terrible. It's not creative. It's not explosive. It's really slow. They're 113th in explosiveness. They're 106th in EPA per play. UGA is just going to dust the floor with them, basically. They scored 12 against Kansas State. They scored 14 against Auburn. I mean, I think this Missouri team is quite bad, possibly on both sides of the ball, but definitely on offense. I don't think they have the running game that they had last year. They don't have the passing game. And when you're wishing Connor Bazelak was back, that tells you a lot about how bad the passing game has been this year with Brady Cook under center. They'll go to Sam Horn at some point, the true freshman there. I don't think they're going to do it this week, even if he's the best option. I doubt they want to throw him out against Georgia in this matchup and have him get his confidence destroyed. I'm looking for the 14 here. I really want to get 14, play the under. But if I have to, I will play the under 13.5 team total. 14 would be ideal. Obviously, any number we can get that's better we want. But the 14 is crucial. I think that they just don't score many points. They could get blanked in this game, to be honest. They probably get one touchdown, but I don't think they're going to do it. Kent State, who scored 22 on Georgia last week, is a much better offense than Missouri is. Like, much, much better. They actually have a good quarterback in Colin Schlee, and that does not factor in barely at all to how I view Missouri's ability to score in this matchup. Let's run back through. I'll let y'all out of here. Hopefully we can get some winners this week and get some luck on our side. Liberty -2.5 at Old Dominion. This is going to go up to 3 probably pretty soon. I would still play it at 3. I don't want to play it above 3. I think you're just hoping for the push if you play it at 3. Again, the alt line is in play, but if you're going to play above 3, just play the alt line 6.5, in my opinion. I think that's the better value. Second, Washington -3.5 against Cal. Again, I think this number goes up as well. Washington defense isn't getting enough respect to what they've done prior to the Oregon game. And I think Oregon just had a really good game plan. I think the Cal offense is going to struggle to move the ball, especially through the air, but on the ground, because this is a Washington State defense that can limit explosive rushing plays. I think they're going to contain Jaden Knott fairly well, and I don't really like Plummer in the offense to move the ball through the air. Finally, the Missouri team total. We really want 14. We're going to wait till the more books release the number on this. But if we can't get 14, we will take Saturday morning 13.5. Again, hope for 14. If it doesn't come to fruition, whatever. I still think they go under this number. We'll take 13.5, but just keep shopping around on that line. That's all I got for y'all. Again, you can find me at ChrisMoxley19 on Twitter. Everything we do at campuscanton.com. Make sure that you like and subscribe to our YouTube page so that we can keep giving you the best content that we can. But otherwise, have a good morning. Let's win some dough.